couldn't ever move away, really.
Well, it's raining on the Isle of Dogs. The Isle of Dogs is the smell of tar. It's a granite lover with its veins of steel, and loving it don't get you far.
The electromagnetic field of our Earth acts as a mirror and generator for the fields of energy present in our lives. And so when we disturb this force, swimming in stagnant histories of subterranean disturbance, we disturb the minds of those who live within this field. I'm Evie Savini, founder of the Institution of Geomancy for Geopathic Stress in Neoliberalist Environments. This is a mini-documentary, part of a large-scale interrogation I'm launching into the Canary Wharf Group's energetical disturbances of the Earth's natural electromagnetic field for the purposes of dread engineering and neoliberalist expansion.
Stony fellow had a dream to tell. These the metal sinews that nursed me well. Now when you pass through.
Through my experience with the ancient divining practice of dowsing, I've been able to trace geopathic stress lines in a lattice over Canary Wharf. Whilst these lines exist globally, they're especially noxious when they intersect with or are coupled with subterranean disturbances, including underground voids and water systems.
Carroted with a fire, and you can make all of it yours. Oh, what it's worth, and that's immense. Just make it yours.
Beneath Canary Wharf exists a vast subterranean network of memory and trauma. During the area's regeneration in 1987, the Isle of Dogs' thriving community of dockers refused to sell their land to the London Docklands Development Corporation. In response, the LDDC employed a tactic of vertical land law, which is actually a tactic which you can trace back to the occupation of Palestine, where Israel conducted like the building of motorway flyovers, which sort of stretched into Palestinian territory, but didn't actually technically occupy their land because they existed in the sky, which is obviously like an ungoverned space. So you could sort of own like the top 5 meters of your land, but anything above and below that is kind of free game in a sense. So they did the same thing. They basically they built Canary Wharf on fake ground about 15 meters above where all these people lived. And of course, the dockers were forced to sell their land because they couldn't live in these concrete tombs. And now this vast like network of subterranean space that was created is actually a shopping centre.
Here, mind yourself, son. It's the crows.
Someone's moving into our manor, Wedgie.
Out of order, Wally.
Building houses and things, Wedgie.
Cheeky boys, Wally.
Then selling them straight away, Wedgie.
A nice little earner, Wally.
Pity Arthur told us not to invest in London Docklands.
Where is Arthur, Wally?
Nobody knows, Wedgie.
You'll be sorry if you miss out on London Docklands.
Lurking beneath the businessman's feet now lies a sprawling mass of shops, the central burial chamber of the glass pyramid's rat's nest of tunnels and meeting rooms, revolving doors and two-way mirrors looking back into themselves. So through dowsing sort of your body, you kind of harness the sort of echolocative properties of your body. So you have this sort of morphic, resonant, energetical field that you exude as a human. And when you pass through other energetical fields, you kind of get this resonant integration of the fields together, and your body's able to sense it, you know, like when you feel the energy in a space, or like even when you feel uncomfortable going into a room, like it could be because your body is resonating with these other fields. So when you hold your dowsing rods, you basically have these sort of minute like muscle movements in response to your body resonating with the electromagnetic fields that you pass through. And when the rods cross over, it could be because you were passing over an energy system or a change, or because you were detecting something which you didn't resonate with. Like, there's obviously like a massive range of like movements and actions which can cause this.
Experiment that she's doing.
Okay.
It's into energetic fields.
Is that also your...
She's just making sure people don't get in the way because it's quite sensitive equipment.
Okay.
But we have a permit if
I thought you were going to come and rob their jewellery stores.
What, with 2 sticks?
Yeah, and...
No. She's with us. Thank you.
Does he need to see the permit?
No, it's okay.
So this speaks me. Anyway. What are you saying?
Their radars for the electromagnetic field doing an investigation.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, carry on. Yes, you know what you're doing.
So here I'm dowsing in a subterranean shopping centre, and I actually did a geopathic stress reading, which is from 1 to 16 in like a level of how intense the geopathic stress is and how much of a detrimental cause that might have to your health. And I did a reading and it was 11 out of 16, which is a really high reading, and spending a prolonged period of time in an energy space like this could actually cause significant effects to your mental and physical health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got a geopathic stress reading of 11. I've detected the first Earth grid type, a Hartmann grid. It runs from north to south and east to west. The Earth's resonant frequency vibrates at 7 Hz. This is the same as human alpha brainwaves, where we exist in states of calm or tranquility. These resonances are delicate, disturbed and heightened by things like underground water, bunkers, electricity cables, sewers or streams. At higher vibrational frequencies, consciousness is altered and we vibrate as a mass of energy unsustainable to ourselves, trapped in anxiety and illness. At the centre of it all lies a great pyramid. In ancient systems, a shape designed to generate energy, absorbing and perpetuating this high-frequency buzz of isolation, normatism and anxiety, or what we might call neoliberalism. It comes as no surprise that the headquarters for the Banks of London might come together as a self-generating node on a digital highway of high-frequency detachment from Earth's natural systems. So yeah, I mean, even in the highest apartments, even probably at the top of, well, probably the most at the top of the pyramid of Canary Wharf, is this real, like, fast, vibrating, dangerous energy, which is just unsustainable for us as humans to vibrate at. It's puts you in states of mania, anxiety, discomfort, and I believe that this is the perfect environment for perpetuating neoliberalism. And then you've got Canary Wharf in its sort of pyramidal shape, which is taking this energy and then forcing it upwards into the air and then back down into the space because it's all privately owned. Canary Wharf is its own sort of privately owned estate. So it's sort of like this like terrible vibrational cycle, and I think it really breeds this culture of anxiety and individualism, which is like intrinsic to neoliberalism. I mean, you can see it in the way that people are reacting to me while I'm dowsing. Like we see all these looks of people really like uncomfortable, but like not uncomfortable enough to say anything, not wanting to stand out. Like you can see it in the movements of the people there and the way that everybody dresses the same.
The LDDC's very different vision includes a marina joined to the Thames, private housing and offices. But Southwark say what's needed is industry and jobs, not a playground for the rich.
I call it the disturbance of the force. That's horrible. This place is so dangerous. Sorry, I just don't think carry on.
Thank you.
And I'm conducting this investigation because I want to find a way to release this tension, perhaps through a practice of earth acupuncture or through a machine which I'm actually currently working on to speak with the ghosts of the dockers who were living there before, to sort of talk with these trapped energies. I'm kind of hoping that I might be able to find a way to release this tension. Thank you so much for listening. And stay tuned for more. Like I said, this is going to be a large-scale documentary, so it'd be really great if you could stay tuned. I'm going to be, once my machine's finished, I'm going to be taking it out and recording that. So thank you.
Now when you pass through of dogs opens gaping jaws. Kiss it with a settling, caress it with a fire, and you can make all of it yours for what it's worth, and that's a mint. Just make it yours.